Sports have always been a theater of the unexpected. From miraculous comebacks to bizarre incidents that defy logic, the world of athletics never ceases to amaze. Let's embark on a journey through a series of impossible moments, each more unbelievable than the last. The Miracle on Ice, 1980. In the midst of the Cold War, the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid set the stage for one of the most improbable victories in sports history. The U.S. men's ice hockey team, composed mainly of college players, faced the seemingly invincible Soviet Union team, who had dominated the sport for years. Against all odds, the young American squad executed a perfect game plan, defeating the Soviets 4-3 in a stunning upset. The victory wasn't just about hockey. It became a symbol of hope and resilience, capturing the imagination of a nation. Leicester City's Premier League triumph, 2016. At the start of the 2015 to 2016 English Premier League season, Leicester City was a 5,000-1 underdog to win the title. The club had narrowly avoided relegation the previous year and was expected to struggle again. However, under the guidance of manager Claudio Ranieri and propelled by the performances of players like Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez, Leicester defied expectations. Week after week, they toppled giants, and by season's end, they stood atop the league, completing one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history. The Kick 6, 2013. In the Iron Bowl rivalry between Auburn and Alabama, the 2013 game delivered an ending for the ages. With the game tied in just 1 second remaining, Alabama attempted a 57-yard field goal to win. The kick fell short, and Auburn's Chris Davis caught the ball deep in the end zone. What followed was a 109-yard return, weaving through the Crimson Tide's stunned special teams unit, culminating in a touchdown that secured Auburn's victory. The play, dubbed the Kick 6, remains one of college football's most shocking finishes. The butt fumble, 2012. Not all impossible moments are feats of brilliance. Some are unforgettable blunders. On Thanksgiving Day in 2012, New York Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez became infamous for one such play. Attempting to salvage a broken play, Sanchez ran into the backside of his own lineman, Brandon Moore, resulting in a fumble. The New England Patriots recovered the ball and returned it for a touchdown. The butt fumble became a symbol of the Jets' struggles and a staple of sports blooper reels. Tiger Woods' 2019 Masters comeback. After years of personal and professional setbacks, many believed Tiger Woods' days of winning majors were behind him. Yet in 2019, he orchestrated a comeback for the ages at the Masters tournament. Navigating the challenging Augusta National course with precision, Woods held off a field of younger competitors to claim his 5th green jacket. The victory marked his 15th major title and served as a testament to perseverance and determination. The Malice at the Palace, 2004. In a moment that blurred the lines between sports and chaos, a 2004 NBA game between the Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons descended into mayhem. A scuffle on the court escalated when a fan threw a drink at Pacers forward Ron Artest, prompting him to charge into the stands. The ensuing brawl involved players and fans alike, leading to multiple suspensions and a reevaluation of security measures in professional sports arenas. The Malice at the Palace remains one of the most notorious incidents in NBA history. The Hand of God goal, 1986. During the 1986 FIFA World Cup quarterfinals, Argentina faced England in a highly anticipated match. Early in the second half, Argentine captain Diego Maradona scored a controversial goal using his left hand, which he later described as the Hand of God. Just minutes later, Maradona showcased his genius with a second goal, dribbling past multiple English defenders in a move now known as the goal of the century. The combination of controversy and brilliance solidified Maradona's legend and Argentina's path to World Cup glory. Michael Jordan's baseball stint, 1994. It was October 6, 1993. The entire basketball world stood still as Michael Jordan, the man who had dominated the NBA, captured 3 consecutive championships, and ascended into global icon status, announced his retirement, not to go into politics, not to become a coach, but to play baseball. Yes, the man who flew through NBA arenas like a demigod decided to trade in his Air Jordans for baseball cleats. Just months after his father's tragic passing, Jordan, motivated by a shared dream with his dad, signed a minor league contract with the Chicago White Sox. He was assigned to the Birmingham Barons, a Double-A affiliate. The world watched in disbelief. Jordan struggled at first, batting .202, with 3 home runs and 51 RBIs in 127 games. On paper, it was average. But in context, it was impossible. He hadn't played competitive baseball since high school, yet he held his own among professionals. His athleticism, work ethic, and raw determination captured imaginations everywhere. Then, almost as suddenly as he left, he returned. 1 year later, with a fax that read only 2 words, "I'm back," Jordan rejoined the Bulls, sparking a second three-peat and reminding the world that yes, legends can take detours and still return to rewrite history. Bob Beeman's leap into history, 1968. October 18, 1968, the Mexico City Olympics. Bob Beeman, a 22-year-old American long jumper, was about to make his mark. His first jump, routine, his second. He ran, planted his foot, and soared through the air like a man possessed. But something strange happened when he landed. The officials stared at each other, puzzled. Their electronic measuring equipment didn't go that far. They had to bring out a manual tape to calculate the distance. 8.90 meters, 29 feet, 2.5 inches. The previous world record, 8.35 meters. Beeman had crushed it by over 2 feet, a jump so absurd it sent shockwaves across the globe. Beeman himself collapsed on the track, overwhelmed by what he had done. They coined a term for it, Beemanesque, meaning a performance so superior that it defies comprehension. His record stood unchallenged for 23 years, a monolith of human potential, like someone had suddenly developed anti-gravity shoes. The man didn't just jump, he flew. The United States upsets England, 1950. June 29, 1950, World Cup. Belo Horizonte, Brazil. England, the birthplace of football, was making their World Cup debut. The team was stacked, seasoned professionals, brilliant tacticians, and household names. Across the pitch stood the United States, a group of part-timers and amateurs, including a dishwasher, a mailman, and a schoolteacher. The match began as expected. England dominated possession, firing shot after shot. But in the 37th minute, Haitian-born forward Joe Getjens slipped through the defense and scored. 1-0. No one could believe it. England kept pressing, but the American goalkeeper, Frank Borghi, was playing like he had consumed the souls of Lud Yashin and Gianluigi Buffon. Save after save, clearance after clearance. The whistle blew. Final score, USA 1, England 0. Back in London, newspapers assumed it was a mistake. One paper even printed the score as England 10, USA 1, assuming the telegraph wires had glitched. But it was no error. It was real. It was one of the greatest upsets in football history, a moment that blurred the line between fiction and fact. Julius Erving's baseline move, 1980. Game 4, 1980 NBA Finals. Philadelphia 76ers versus Los Angeles Lakers. The ball lands in the hands of Julius Dr. J. Erving. He takes off from the right baseline. Defender after defender steps in, forcing him under the basket. No angle, no chance, and then, impossibility. He flies behind the backboard. His body is now horizontal, parallel to the court. His right arm reaches around the basket, behind it, before twisting in midair to scoop the ball up and under, past the reach of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The crowd gasps. The bench erupts. Commentators stammer. It wasn't just a layup, it was a levitation act. Replays became mandatory. Kids reenacted it in driveways. Physicists debated the hang time. Even now, when slow-mo clips play on YouTube, people think it's CGI. But it was real. Dr. G didn't just dunk. He defied the known laws of inertia, gravity, and sanity.